Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and I have recently returned from Europe, and as I anticipated, there was indeed a package waiting on my doorstep when I got home. A most auspicious package from the good folks at DartZone. I have a vague notion of what's probably in here, but I don't know exactly, so we're gonna find out. It's a box! 2 boxes! We have the DartZone Pro Mark 2.1 and the DartZone Pro 1.2. 1.2. Sweet. And a thing. A catalog. Cool. Extra magazines, the other blasters. Looking forward to that one. That one, less so, but I'm definitely looking forward to that one. And that one looks neat too. Neat. Cool stuff. Actually, I want to get that one too. And that one looks kind of... I've heard stuff about that one I want to find out for myself. Puma. There's a Puma in the background. Alright, let's get into these. We'll start with the smaller one. No, start with the 1.2. What do we got? Tells you what all is in here. Good stuff. Oh, look at that. It comes in a schwanky box. #1 darts, period. They're not wrong. They do still have the best darts. Cool. Instructions. So the spring is easily replaced, not as easy as the previous one. You do have to take some screws off, but it is still fairly easy. It also is quick tear down, like the 1.0 and the 1.1. Pretty cool. That is an awfully shiny box for it to come in. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. 2 magazines. That's nice. I don't recall how many the previous one came with. I want to say just the one. Doesn't come with a full-length magazine anymore, or any full-length darts. It just seems to come with half darts. They've kind of accepted the nature. And I don't know if this is this an upgrade spring? Explain your spare spring. It doesn't suggest that it's an upgrade, just that it's spare. Interesting. Goggles. I love that they are including eye pro. I wish it was mesh eye pro because I would fog this in a second, but it is very sturdy. That is pretty cool. Yeah, the teardown spring is not installed. What else do we have? Extra O-rings, still providing us with extra O-rings. That is just considerate of them. We've got an extendable stock as well as a collapsible stock, so that's pretty nifty. Is it solid? It is solid. It won't. Yeah, it does the extends on its own thing. It doesn't actually lock both directions. It locks from collapsing, but doesn't lock from coming out. Anyway, let's get this out of here. Ugh. It is still capable of taking full-length darts, and they do give you the adapter for making it take half darts, but like I said, it doesn't come with a half dart magazine, nor does it come with any, or it doesn't come with a full-length magazine, nor does it come with any full-length darts. That comes off, so it makes it easy to clear jams. Just pull that forward and clear your jam. That's nice. The pins that hold it in place are ambidextrous. I do appreciate that. That's considerate of them. I like that. Let's take a look at that stock. Looks to be a standard end strike stock. attachment point, sure enough. Pretty cool. I really appreciate that, because that means this is compatible with anything you want. Collapses, and it does have a locking clip on that side to hold it in place. That's pretty snazzy. Ambidextrous safety. Well, not really ambidextrous. I take that back. It does have safety. Ambidextrous mag release. I do appreciate that, of course. So yeah, pretty neat. Changing out the spring, you have to take off these 4 springs, or these 3 screws, and then 1 more, and then you can swap it. I'm sure there will be upgrade springs for it in no time. That's pretty nifty. All right. I'm going to open up the next one, and then we'll do chronograph readings, and then I'm going to take them to the range and do some plinking, specifically to compare them to the previous various versions. So this will be a DartZone range day. Won't that be fun? All right. Another shiny box. Seems like a large box for a pistol. I seem to recall the previous one was a really small box. But this is tournament edition, apparently. Maybe that's why it's so big. And they have managed to fill it. Oh, right! Because we have additional accoutrements. Naturally. Now, is this just 2 copies, or is one's in French? Alright, all the MacGuffins that it comes with. Cool. More goggles. So yeah, we've got the goggles that are taking up space. We've got mag holder. Looks like it comes with 3 magazines altogether. 2 there and then 1 in the blaster. Yep, so we've got mag holders there. We then have a very nice holster. A drop leg holster, which is super cool. There we go. Drop leg holster, all rigged up. Very nice, very nice. You can do the strapping however you please to make it fit you. Very cool. It is adjustable. So if you want it at a slight angle, pretty snazzy. Lots of different loops and stuff for you to configure that. And then there is, in fact, this comes with an extended barrel, which supposedly does some improvement. Actually, that looks like it's just a muzzle. Just cosmetic, but they've got a spot you can store it there so that you can holster it. Interesting that it doesn't allow it to go through the bottom. I'm pretty sure the revolver one does allow that. Anyway. Lovely, lovely. The magazine is flush, and it definitely appears to be a fully proprietary magazine, but as we saw in that magazine, English is weird, looks like there is a 4 more, so you can get more mags for it, so that's pretty neat. Snazzy. It's like a brass barrel or anodized aluminum barrel, maybe. Pretty cool. It seems to stick out even further in the back than the previous one did, and that's kind of an odd design. There were some early pistols that did that, and there's a couple I can think of now that kind of do that. Gives it almost kind of an Uzi feel, really, rather than, a standard pistol with a grip kind of being in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I dig it. All right. Well, now we're going to go to the range. We've got plenty of the new darts. That's pretty cool. Get back in there, sir. I do have a 2.0, and I have a 1.0. I do not have a 1.1. Didn't come in orange, and so I never bothered to acquire it, and I did acquire the Walmart exclusive orange 2.0 as soon as it became available. I'll bring a striker and a Nexus out there with me as well, and we'll do some plinking. See what I think of these compared to the various previous ones. So here we go to the range. That is a lovely spread. Starting from the bottom, we have the Ion Pro and the Nexus Pro. Then we have the striker. We've got the Mark 1, a Mark 2, a 1.2, and a 2.1. Obviously the one that I mentioned that I'm missing is a 1.1. I never did get the 1.1 because it was red, and I liked the orange better. I kind of regret not getting a 1.1 now because I think it would really help show the evolution between these two, but what are you going to do? Alright, we're going to plink is what we're going to do. I'm going to plink with all of it. Mostly I'm going to do half darts, so I did bring one full-length magazine, and I do have a bunch of the full-length bamboo darts. I am going to use nothing but bamboo darts here today, because that's what these are shipped with. And so that's what I'm going to use. If you don't like it, I might do something else later. But here we go. Let's plink. I'm going to plink. Give me some pain. Right. I'm here on the range now. And I'm actually going to start with the pistols, because I feel like it. So we've got my orange Mark II, which I don't think has ever been fired. I don't think it's ever even been able to take it out of the box. It may very well have never been sniffed. Anyway, I've got it loaded up. This style, if you're not aware, had a clip built into the blaster. It doesn't take a magazine that's removable. It just has a clip. You load darts from the top. I think it holds 6. But it did come with stripper clips that allowed you to quickly reload it, which was neat. It was an interesting concept. It allowed them to make a very svelte grip. It's a very comfortable grip, very, very compact. It's really a really compact, neat little pistol for what it was. So let's see if I can hit anything with this svelte little number. Oh, doesn't drop nearly as much as I thought it would. There we go. Actually use the sights. Aha! Still aiming high. Round's complete. That is delightful. I see why people do, in fact, like them as sidearms. Let's try the 2.1. So, 2.1. First thing, it is significantly larger. It is nary so svelte. It has a longer barrel, longer back end, longer handle, and because it takes proper removable magazines, box magazines, the grip is significantly chunkier. It could be worse, but it could also be better. The fact that it's injection molded means that they could probably make it a little smaller than most of the 3D printed ones, but it is still not nearly as comfortable as this one is. But I like a big beefy pistol, so I don't have an issue with its size. It does have some Picatinny rail down here like this one did if you wanted to put a flashlight or something on there. I'll talk about that later. Let's plink. Let's plink. To the plinking. Oh, that one went wacky. Rounds complete. This one holds 7 rounds, so you get one more round, which is nice. Also, very nice. I can understand why people like this one as well. That metal barrel is lovely, very accurate, still relatively compact. Not as compact as the previous one, but yeah. Let's move on to a transitional one. The Ion. Now, you could definitely make an argument that this doesn't belong in this comparison at all because it's not really a pistol like the previous ones. Darts are not in the grip. It's also doesn't have a stock, doesn't have a pump grip, so it doesn't really fall into the second category. It's kind of floating in the middle, so it's kind of a transitional one. But it's kind of the closest thing, I guess you'd say the civilian market, the non-pro. The Pro series are available online only. These are available in Walmart. It's kind of the closest we got to a pistol. But takes full-length magazines, half-length magazines. And there are pump kits and stock kits for it because some people liked this more than some of the other ones. We'll talk about that later. But let's plink with this. Oh, where's the sight picture? There it is. One more round. Lovely. Lovely. Let's move on to the long arms. Right. Long arms. We will start with the Mark I, which is beefy and heavy. There's a distinct heft to it. It feels like there's metal in it, and there is, and I like that. So let's see how well we can hit with it. I've got 10 rounds loaded into each of these, so I'm not here all day. Let's see. Oh, the stock done collapsed on me. I remember that being an issue. So, bad stock. Anyway. I hit the 50. Oh, so close. There it is. Had to adjust for wind. Lovely. Really like it. Other than that stock, which I recall there being an easy enough fix for it, but it definitely is not strong enough to even support when priming, which is a problem. Let's try the 1.2. Right, the 1.2 does not have quite the heft, doesn't feel as heavy. Another thing is apparently the grips. I don't know if they're supposed to be glued and mine just aren't, or what, but they sure rotate pretty freely, and I don't much care for that. But let's give it a go. We'll see if its stock is any better. Still feels a bit flimsy, but luckily it's end strike compatible, so I can put a different stock on there if I want it. Take the safety off. Oh, that has a lot more zing to it, that's for sure. Whew, that is lovely. All right, 50. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That is a huge improvement. It's stronger, it hits straighter. Stock is still not great. I have much better end strike compatible folding stocks from Worker or who knows where else. But it doesn't collapse. Lovely power. Need to do something about those rotating grips. Just some glue would probably fix that. But I like it. Definitely want to put an optic on it and plink some more with it. So I'm gonna in the next video. Alright, let's take a look at the civilian models, as it were. Train? Right, we have the Nexus Pro, which was the one that was available at Walmart. Didn't have the teardown feature, obviously not anywhere near as beefy and not as powerful, but let's plink with it. And I hit the 50. Not with that attitude. I hit the 75. There's the 50. And there it is again. Not a bad, especially for the price. Beautiful blaster for the price. And they are quite upgradable, so not too shabby. Let's take a look at the last one, the Striker. Right, Striker. This is mine. It has the 3D printed carry handle on it, which looks fabulous, I think. The biggest difference between this one and all the others is it does not have a vertical pump grip. It has this one, which, yeah, I kind of prefer these, but that's a matter of taste. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Had the same kind of stock, same, all that jazz. Let's see how it do. It has definitely got more zing than the Nexus. There's the 50. Oh, can I hit the 75? I can! That is a delightful blaster. And again, for the price, this is one that was available just in box stores. And has, in my opinion, a comparable improvement from the Nexus to this as the 1.0 to the 1.2. This one just definitely has more zings, just feels snappier. Now here is something we're going to talk about, is that slop there, which is why I brought the Aeon out. Now, that was a lot of fun. I'm going to do some more plinking for a different video, and then we're going to go talk about these, because there's some stuff I want to talk about. Right, well, let's talk about these. These two, I was surprised at how much better performance this one had. It has about 20% higher FPS. It did seem to be more accurate. I still prefer the heft of this one, but the performance on this one I really like. And I definitely like that it has an end strike attachment point because it means I can put a significantly better stock on there. This one feels a bit flimsy compared to the rest, but I kind of suspect they did that on purpose. This one has that stock that collapses too easily, but it is a standard buffer tube, which means you can put a different stock on there and that would solve that problem easily enough as well. So the stocks are not really the big selling point. The performance is. I definitely like that they did the dual pin thing here. That is just so much nicer than the loose single pins that we have over here. I like that it's still ambidextrous. I think it's interesting that this one didn't come with a full-length magazine or full-length darts. Which I think it's interesting, but I also understand it. The whole backwards compatibility thing has always been something that holds back technology in general, is having to continue to use old infrastructure, old thing, making them so they can fire the old darts. That was one of the complaints that people had about the 1.0, was that it didn't fire anything but the bamboo darts very well. Other darts didn't seem to work well in it. Supposedly that was fixed in the 1.1, which was the whole point of the 1.1, I believe. This one, I have no idea how well it fires them. I didn't try firing anything but the ammo that came with it. And that's because I don't think it's fair to judge it by something it's not designed, clearly not designed to do. But it did fire the ammo that it came with beautifully. It did fire full-length bamboos just fine. Not as well as half darts, and that's probably why they just didn't bother, because they know we're here for the half darts. Which, again, they kind of, they know what they're about. They made it backwards compatible because there are people who really want to be able to use full-length and all of that, and I very much appreciate that they did that. But I understand why they didn't go any further. Instead, they gave you 2 half-length mags instead of 1 half and 1 full. I'm with them on that. So yeah, the improvement definitely significant. Yes, I put a sight on it. That'll be in a video probably tomorrow. Yeah, I like it. Wish it was orange, but you can't have everything. That's why I still kind of really like these. I like the beefiness. I like that it's orange. Drain. Let's talk about the Mark II and the Mark 2.1. Biggest thing that just really jumps out at you is, yeah, how much bigger it is. It is significantly bigger. And for some people, they like that. Some people, they don't like that. I like a big beefy pistol, but I also really appreciate how svelte this one was. This one takes proper magazines, and that's cool. And it actually, like, it doesn't just drop them. It kind of, they're spring-loaded. It shoots them out of there, and that's cool. And they did give you 3 magazines, which is a respectable amount for your sidearm, and they give you belt holders for it and all of that. So that's really, really cool. It does mean that the grip isn't quite as comfy. This one was just an incredibly comfortable grip because it was the right size. This one, a little bit chunkier, but still functional. Now, performance-wise, it's not that much more powerful. It's about, I think I noted about 5% more powerful, I think I would estimate. Which, that's not nothing, but considering how much bigger it is, you'd think it would have had a little bit more oomph, especially all this, extra in the back end. I would have expected a little more, especially also a little more barrel. I don't know, maybe that's just my chronograph and my testing and whatever, but wasn't a huge difference. These two, this one was 20% more, which is a significant increase at the ranges that these are hitting. Do still like the form factor. The whole back end thing is still, like I said, kind of weird, but it does give a kind of a spacey, non-realistic look, and I can't say that I hate that. There were some, like I said, some old pistols. I want to say, not the Borchardt, there was a different one. Can't remember it now. I'm going to look it up. I was right, it was the Borchardt. The precursor to the Luger had a big back end like this, and people thought it was goofy. But here, I think it actually works a lot better. Anyway, the biggest difference is, of course, that this one has just an internal magazine that you can load darts through here or use the stripper, the speed loaders. This one takes a regular magazine, but it has the same double spring, whatever you want to going up here, feedless. And so you can load from up here. What I think is odd, one moment. What I find odd is that they didn't make it compatible with the speed loaders. If you look at them from the top, that breech is practically identical, except that this one has two little notches here and here that the speed loader feeds into and then locks into place. They don't have those two notches over here, but I cannot think of any reason why they don't. You can actually still use the speed loaders. If you just put it there and force it down, it will load. So why they didn't just put those two notches there, maybe it doesn't quite fit. It looks like it might not. There's a slight lip up here that it might not quite feed right into, and maybe that's just why they didn't. But it still seems odd that they wouldn't make them cross-compatible. I can't think of any good engineering reason why they wouldn't have made just a few minor tweaks to this and cut those two notches so you could use the speed loaders, because we have them. And it's odd that they wouldn't. And there may be some engineering reason that I'm overlooking, but I can't think of one. If you can, let me know. Why do you think they didn't make the 2.1 compatible with the speed loaders? That just seems like an odd oversight for me. And if anyone has cut the notches and discovered whether it does or does not work, let me know, because that would be a really cool thing to be able to have both magazines and speed loaders. Just, you know, more options. Anyway, there's my thoughts on the new line. They're really cool. They are in many ways improvements. I do like that it takes magazines. I do consider that an improvement. There's a reason we moved to magazines over stripper clips design blasters in the real world, and so I understand why they made that choice. I do still personally like this one more for a variety of reasons, form factor being the main one, color being another, but this one is definitely an improvement over this one in a number of factors. So yeah, there you go. There are my thoughts on the new Pro Blasters. I'm looking forward to plinking with them at the next war I host at my place. I will probably take them out and plink just so I can get some actual action footage, do another video. Hopefully they will continue to send me cool stuff. Supposedly they're going to send me the non-pro stuff this month, which I'm really looking forward to. Now there is some cool stuff. That rubber grip being so mobile, not a huge fan of that. But other than that, love it. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some comments. Let me know what you'd like to see. What would you like maybe some tests and trials. What do you think would be a fair comparison, that kind of thing. And thank you guys for watching. Right, and now for the post-credit bonus footage, for those of you who stuck around to the end. Something that I brought up several times during the video and then completely forgot to bring up in the discussion is the difference in the prime with the Mark 1.2 from really all the previous ones. In all the previous ones, there was a bit of slop, where this isn't actually priming anything, and a lot of people thought it very weird and really didn't like it. You see it in the Striker has it, you've got that slop there. The Nexus Pro has it. You got your slop. It's just dangling. What's the point? And even the Aeon has it. There's a certain amount of slop in the prime that just, it felt weird. The 2.1 does not have that. That slop is gone, and I think that's why it felt so much nicer. The prime felt sturdier, stronger. It didn't have that slop that just felt, yeah, didn't like it. So, no priming slop. Hooray!